Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Sunset Tarot. Now, this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs, so just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there might be a message here for you. Now, let's try to see what is the main energy at the end of the day. Okay, a chapter has closed. You have here the Death card. Now, at the closing of the chapter, there are certain stages that we need to consider. There is that stage of denial, which can be symbolized by this young girl here who is trying to deny the death of the king. And there is that bargaining stage also, like that of the bishop. Now, there is also the anger stage, wherein after you bargain and you really have no choice, sometimes there is that anger stage. Well, it's not shown here. And then there is that surrender, complete surrender, that of the king. Now, the surrender can be two things, the complete surrender, or you also welcome the new day. Usually after you have completely surrendered, you welcome the new day, which can be symbolized by this little girl who's offering a bouquet of flower to the death card. Now, the closing of a chapter, which can be symbolized by the death, is something that can be liberating also. When you look at the death card, it's a knight. It's not something that is very scary, but the death is dressed as somebody who is noble. The knight usually liberates people from distress. They usually save people from distress. So in a certain sense, the death or the closing of a chapter is sort of like a knight that is saving you from a painful situation. So if this chapter or the chapter that is about to close or has just closed has been difficult, there is that promise of a new sunrise in the horizon. So there is a chance for a new beginning. I feel that the card invites you or invites us to consider as the closing of a chapter as an opportunity for us to be liberated from certain parts of the situation that we are in right now that are difficult for us. We are being liberated from such a situation, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow is waiting for us. Now let's try to see how this will further unfold. Okay, so you see here, from the moment of helplessness, the moment of complete surrender, what follows is a moment of stability and the moment of the brightness of a new morning where people are celebrating and there is abundance. We see here the Four of Wands, which symbolizes, some say it's marriage. Some say also it's like a celebration of abundance. It's like a harvest time. So whatever difficulty you've had, you are now going to harvest the benefits of your sacrifices. The universe will give you something new. It can be new lessons after the experience, or it can be gifts that will help you and will accompany you to the opening of a new chapter. For some of you, it can be a new relationship, which can be symbolized by the card of marriage. It can be a beginning chapter of abundance, which can be symbolized by these people who are celebrating at this time. Now, it can be also that you will be missing. Right now, what comes to me is, for some of you, you will meet people who will understand you more. It's more of like the phrase that comes to me, or the word that comes to me, is soul family or soul tribe. For some of you, if you have had a difficult time in the past, for some of you, you will meet people who understand you, who will support you unconditionally, people who are also in the same direction and the same and with the same inspiration as you have. So if in the past you felt very alone, the universe will send you people who will understand and who will support you. Now let's try to see what is the advice of the universe for you. Well, just walk away if you have been in a painful situation. Just walk away from that painful situation. There's something else waiting for you. The one that caught my attention was this person who's walking away. Now, the Five of Swords also symbolizes success. Now, you see here this person, he won all the swords. So it can be also that whatever struggle you've had in the past, you will succeed. There will be success. But if it was a painful situation and you feel there was an injustice, I feel that instead of despairing, the invitation for you is to just walk away. Let go. Consider it as something that is lost. You just go away. The clouds in the sky are beginning to clear, so let it be. Now, the card also shows a person who seems to be happy that he won, but at the same time, I feel that the card is telling us also, if you are the victor, you need also to be compassionate. Now, if the person who won, for example, you are not the one who won, you are the one who lost, whether the person will be compassionate or not, it doesn't matter anymore. The invitation of the card for you is to just move on. Consider the situation as closed, a chapter that is closed, as symbolized by the death card, and walk and move on. It's painful sometimes because we lose certain things, but the clouds are clearing. There's a promise of a beautiful tomorrow with the Four of Wands and the sunrise in the death card. So if you feel you've lost something, you take the lessons you've learned and move on. If you have won, in a certain sense, don't forget to be compassionate also. Be understanding of others. So this is what we have for our tarot reading. I hope it resonates with you. Let us now go to Insights at Twilight. For our Insights at Twilight, the message comes from Susie Kassem, and the message is, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So, even if sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where we have failed, failure doesn't have to kill your fighting spirit, okay? Failure doesn't have to make us feel down. It can be a stepping stone to success in the future. So we need to be more proactive when we encounter challenges in life, especially when we fail in certain situations. It's how we react to the situation. I mean, you can still remain to be proactive even if you already failed. There is that choice of being, they say, choice between being reactive or proactive. You are not influenced by what is happening outside you. You have an inner environment or an inner disposition. Like, for example, if it is raining, you can always put on an umbrella or put on a raincoat and still dance in the rain. So you can revel in the challenge of the difficulty and always find a possibility to succeed in the future. If you fail right now, you can always say, what is the lesson I can learn from here? And then I move on. If, for example, you were hurt in the process, you recognize the hurt and you recognize that you have experienced that pain. But then you can always look into the horizon and say, all is not lost. there is still tomorrow. You can still be positive. Now, doubt kills more dreams. Doubt kills more dreams. That is, when you are inspired to do something, sometimes what happens is the analysis can lead to paralysis. Analysis leads to paralysis sometimes. Sometimes we become our greatest enemy with regards to the fulfillment of our dreams. Like, for example, you are inspired to do something, and immediately what you see are the obstacles or the things that the difficulties that you will encounter as you reach out for that dreams. So what happens is sometimes it kills the inspiration right at that spot because of the things that we worry about as we try to reach for the dreams. There's a saying, 99% of the things we worry about do not really happen. So, for example, if you have an inspiration, don't let the fears prevent you from going towards the sunrise. If a chapter has closed and a new inspiration is being given to you, don't be afraid. Give it a try. Okay, there might be some possible obstacles along the way, but unless you give it a try, you will never know. So it says here, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. You can always look at the failure, like for example, okay, what is the worst thing that can happen if I try to reach for my dreams? And then you just accept, okay, if that happens, I accept that possibility, but I'm going to try it anyway. Once you are able to overcome that stage of fear and you replace it with that willingness to give it a try in spite of, then the possibilities suddenly open before us. So I feel the inspiration for us right now because the card shows a closing of a chapter and the promise of beautiful possibilities. Well, there is that doubt of the Five of Swords wherein you might not succeed. Okay, but at least you tried. So the inspiration for us is overcome the doubts, give it a try. Okay, accept the possibilities. For example, whatever you encounter that gives us doubt. Okay, this might happen, that might happen. You just accept, okay, so they might happen. I accept that. So that's the worst. What is the worst thing that can happen? I accept that. And afterwards, you move forward. I'll try it anyway. And then when it happens, if the worst thing happens, you said, okay, I already anticipated this. I already accepted it before I placed my heart into this endeavor. So I'm not surprised. But if things get better, then you said, wow, it's a bonus. And it's a good thing I gave it a try. So whatever doubts you might have right now or fears you might have right now, there is that promise of possibility. So with that small sliver of possibilities, give it a try. You will never know unless you try. So that's it for our Insights at Twilight and also our Sunset Tarot. I hope that it is helping you at your present life situation. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your